So we have Caesar's de Bella Gallico 4.25. And so background is the soldiers aren't feeling very comfortable with jumping into the water because they don't know how to stay in formation in the water. They also have to fight in deep water and they can't see what's under them, and they have all this heavy armor on and swords and weapons, so it's kind of not the best thing to have to fight in. And they're also their enemies are at a much more advantageous position where they're like on land or in the shallow water where they can actually fight and get something done. So we start with Quod ubi Kaiser nadervetit. When Caesar noticed this, we go down over here, use it. He ordered navis longas, long ships, quorum et species erat barbarus and usitatior, whose appearance was unusual to the barbarians, and whose motion was unimpeded for use. At Paulum removere ab honoraris navibus. So we have to move back a little bit from the cargo ships because they came on the cargo ships, Caesar's men and him. At Remis and Citari at ad latus apertum hostium constitui atque ende fundus sagitis tormentus hostis propelli ac submovere, and to urge on with oars and to set up towards the exposed flank of the enemy. And we go back to the verb use it. He ordered to push forward and to submovere, submovere would be drive away the hostes enemies with slingshots, arrows, and siege weapons. Siege weapons are kind of like cannons almost, or like catapults. So, and next we have quaeres magno usui nostris fuit. We have the double dative here, and with the quaeres and then the usui nostris. So it's literally translated as for a great use for our men, or in English would say was of great use for our men, but here it'd be, yeah, you could do both, but if you want to be safe, it'd be for a great use for our men. And then we have nam et navium figura et remora motu et in usitato genere tormentorum. We start with 4, and then we go down here. Promoti barbari constituent, on account of the barbarians being disturbed, and so you have the at. So you're gonna have, it's kind of weird because it's like a triple. So it'd be both. So you usually have at, and it's both and. So we're gonna go with both and. I'm just gonna go with that. So both the shape of the ships and the movement of the oars and the unfamiliar kind of tormentum, which would be another like siege warfare, like the catapult. And then we go Ac Paulamodu Pedum Tolerant. Paulamodu took back to feet, like, so they took back their feet, basically saying they retreated. Atque nostris militibus cognatibus maxime propter altitudinem maris. Okay, so and our soldiers hesitating maxime propter, especially on account of the deep sea. Who was carrying who? Well, okay. So who decimai legionis aquilium ferabat. So the 10th Legion, Caesar's favorite legion. You know, you hear about them a lot, and it's his favorite. The 10th Legion, who was carrying the Aquilifer, contested the gods, contestus deus, ut aeres legioni feliciter and venerit. So that this matter, aeres, turns out luckily or feliciter, like happily for this for this legion. So they're praying to the gods that they can do well and that they don't drown trying to get to the enemies. Distille, so you have an imperative here. So jump down, he said, milites, or com, you probably have com militones, so it's just a fancy way of saying like fellow soldier, because it's the way Caesar writes this is very like poetic, very like supposed to be very motivational for everyone. I don't know how it could be because I wouldn't want to jump down in the water, but you know, let's not digress. Nisi Voltus Aquilum Hostibus Prodere. Unless, Voltus, you want to betray the Aquilium or Aquilifer, like the eagle, to the Hostibus, to the enemies. And ego certe meam rei publicae atque imperatore officium praestistero. I, for sure, will have shown meum officium publicae atque my duty to the republic, or like the Roman people, the people, and the emperor. Hoc cum voce magnae dicesset. And he said, so he had said this with a great voice. Through se ex navi proecit, had threw himself from the ship. Atque in hostis aquilium ferre coepit, and began to carry the Aquilion, the eagle, towards the hostess. Towards the hostess, which would be the enemies. I'm sorry about that. Tum nostri cohortati inter se. So then, having encouraged one another, so that such a disgrace would not be admitted, all together jumped down from the ship. So, ne, if you want me to read the Latin, ne tantum dedicus admitteretur omni versi ex navi desilierant. So basically the same, so that they don't get shown up by the guy that already jumped in. They gotta go ahead and jump in all together, so they can jump in all together and be safe together or die together, one or the other. Host item ex proximus primi naribus cum conspexisent subsecuti hostibus aproquinquarant. Likewise, from the near ship, when they had spotted them, approached the enemies. So that is all for 4.25. Sorry for some of the delay, but I hope this is helpful.